Welcome back in our episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, as the Thunder dominate the San Antonio, as the Thunder dominate the Detroit Pistons, 126 to 102. You see what's going on in the last score here. You see Andre Drummond's got 19 and absolutely dominated by Russell Westbrook's got 41 points. Cephalusha's got 31 and Fisher's got 21. And a huge dominant by Oklahoma City Thunder will pick up the second win without Kevin Durant. So as you can see, David Lee they will be out for 46 weeks due to the severe ankle sprain. There will be bench replacements. So now, next up our hand, we're off to San Antonio. It features the two of the best Western Conference teams. It was also the rematch of the Western Conference semifinals between Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors taking on Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs. And for this game, just like in the playoffs in 2013, the Warriors are going to use the blue jersey, and the Spurs are gonna use the same with the gray shirts. So that'll do it for now. Now this is Andre Kenshin here. Who's gonna win here tonight? Here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Warriors or Spurs? And now we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Anyways, let's get started and enjoy the video here at San Antonio. Let's get started.
Welcome to 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us for a little NBA basketball. A Friday night NBA presentation. It's going to be the Golden State Warriors up against the San Antonio Spurs. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew. I'll see you at the half.
And the players getting together for a little chat as we're just about ready to get going here. We've got NBA basketball. Our store for you. We're live at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. The home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And as we take a long look here at Kawhi Leonard, guys, what's your thought on him?
A very encouraging start to Leonard's career, Kevin. He's a tough defender, an excellent rebounder, and his offensive game expanded pretty quickly his rookie season as well.
I expect his offense to continue growing, too. His huge hands help him in that regard, Steve. Great nose for the ball, high rate of steals, an expert at stripping it away. It's out on the road tomorrow as the Spurs wrap up this home stretch. So important to get off on the right foot. New year, new season. These guys have done it.
For the Spurs, they've continued their outstanding play. I mean, they're definitely one of those teams that everybody has in their sights again this year.
Well, you know, this is a team that doesn't have any glaring weaknesses, and they're strong across the board on that roster. And I think as long as they stay solid and they stay healthy, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a strong push into the playoffs.
And that one's good.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season. But one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
A moment to check in with Doris Brick. Doris?
A short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many seven-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, is pretty good, but still only fifth best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
Here's Parker after the made shot from Andre Iguodala, and that one's good. Parker.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
Passes it to Thompson. A three. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
Parker outside, and again it's San Antonio with a three.
Manu has always been very versatile in how he plays, but it seems that over the past few seasons, he's embraced the role of a playmaker more and more. That makes him a lot harder to guard.
Gets the bucket. Bogut's got his first bucket of the night.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Thompson with it, guarded now by Duncan. Rejected by Duncan. Shot from 16. No good from Ginobili. Clark, you're sitting next to me. You mentioned the development of Ginobili as a playmaker. You look at his rate of assists, Steve, it's just gone up year after year.
Yeah, I'm sitting next to you, too, by the way. But look, Ginobili basically became the Spurs' backup point guard last year. When Parker would go to the bench, Ginobili would come in and handle the ball. And that's been the beauty of this guard tandem over the years. Both of them such good playmakers. Well, the only way to stop him is to keep him from getting the ball in the first place.
Different look here for the Warriors. Jeff Pendergrass checking in for Splitter. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And O'Neal gets it to go.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Timberwolves at Target Center.
And their inside strength was so apparent in that win. They just blocked shots, controlled the lane, did a good job on the glass.
Very alert were they, Steve. Alert, aware, and reacted quickly to shot attempts in the post.
And finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
That's good. That's 7 points for Tim Duncan.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with a winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominating.
I'll tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
A different look now for San Antonio. Splitter is checked in for Duncan. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Bellinelli. Well, and for the Warriors who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs, last year their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really helped their cause, Steve.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And, you know, a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
He thought he had that one clean, but the refs saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
And that one's good.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeout. Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
No coverage, that's it.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And Nedovic kicks to Douglas. And another 3 for Golden State.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
The 3 for Mills. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Spurs out in front. They're up by 2. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
On tap next Monday, November 11th. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs hit the road to do battle with the Philadelphia 76ers. Do not miss it.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve, what they've been doing or not doing.
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team's really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Iguodala. Ezeli is out there with Jermaine O'Neal. Then there's Tony Douglas, and it's Nedovic in at the point guard.
On a per-minute basis, Manu Ginobili continues to be one of the top shooting guards in the game. Of course, the Spurs have always limited his minutes to protect him from injury. Last year, 25 minutes a game is about what he played.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, gentlemen, for Tim Duncan, there was a time a few years back when his left knee really limited him. He said, quote, physically, I just couldn't do it. But my pain level's down a whole lot. I found something that works, and health-wise, I feel really good. Coach Popovich on Timmy's resurgence said, quote, he's a mentally unique individual in that he's able to sustain the year-round workout regimen, both physically and diet-wise. And guys, we've seen it in action. Last season was one of Duncan's best.
A little insight into his legendary work ethic. Much appreciated, Doris. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Ezeli. Harrison Barnes comes in for Jermaine O'Neal. Klay Thompson is checked in for Tony Douglas. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Nedovic. And you mentioned injuries for Manu. He's had his share for his career. He's missed an average of about 15 games this season.
And Kevin, part of it is just the way he plays, just the attacking nature of his drives. He draws a lot of contact. And you look at his age, mid-30s. I mean, the Spurs want to keep him healthy, try to save him for the playoffs, so they try to limit his minutes and bring him off the bench.
Stolen by Thompson. Here's Iguodala, and a strong finish with two hands.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
A big part of why the Spurs were so good last season, guys, was that they were able to finish games strong. You think a group of vets might run out of gas, but the opposite was true with this group. They turned it up down the stretch and were one of the most productive teams in the league in terms of fourth quarter points.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Well, Clark, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last year in the fourth was because they had so many options when possessions, Steve, start getting critical and the game is tight.
Well, no question. You got Parker to create off the dribble. You can always throw it into the low post to Duncan. But on top of that, you've got a roster full of guys who understand how to play the game and know how to play each other. Just the experience that this group has gained together over the years, I think allows them to execute under pressure.
Bogut. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them. Well, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Here's Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 5 assists in the game. Ginobili the pass to Parker. Feeds it to Duncan. Tries from the block. And another basket for San Antonio. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their highest-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came in to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
Looking out who's under now for the Spurs. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Iguodala gets the bucket. And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Yeah, Clark, that did not look good. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious.
Boy, you can't help but feel for him. One moment you're doing what you do best, and the next, the situation's really out of your hands. I really hope he's okay.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Guys, the Warriors aggressively pursuing top talent this summer. They surprised many as showing the tennis with Dwight Howard and did end up with an all-star acquisition in Andre Iguodala. He gives them an elite perimeter defender who can also create offense for them in a point-forward role. And with their shooters, a great fit for his talents. This is a team not content to rest on its laurels, but constantly in hot pursuit of the best players in the game.
Such a terrific turnaround. Thanks, Doris. Thompson dishes to Curry. Curry gets the screen from Spates. And there's the call on Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
The Warriors making a switch here. Bazemore is checked in.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
There's Parker with the three. The shot, no good. The Warriors go the other way with it. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
Well, if this is a matchup that feels familiar, it's because it is. And just last season, they were knocked out of the conference semis by this club.
They're off the pick from Splitter. Double team on Parker. Shot by McGrady. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Parker. McGrady's got his third basket of the night. Curry to the basement. He feeds it to Thompson. 1 second left. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And we're through two here and a good one. Spurs lead by 2. Stay right where you are for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll see you in just a bit for the start of the second half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. And it's halftime out in San Antonio with a great one going on there. Glad to have you with us. The Spurs are making every effort to win. They've come out of the gates strong to start, looking to keep going. A great performance by Manu Ginobili in the first half. He's got 12 points, and as usual, he's been effective from distance. A lot of threes so far. But you know, the Warriors also came to play. Extra possessions almost too easy to come by. They've piled up the second chance buckets. It's been a superstar display by Andre Iguodala. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. And now let's go around the NBA to check out what's happening. Out at Target Center, the Timberwolves are ahead against Dallas. Smooth sailing so far for them. Game in the third. And another one also in progress. The Los Angeles Lakers right now trailing the Pelicans out in New Orleans. They've got some points to make up. Right now, they're behind by 8 in the third. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. For the Cavaliers, a closely contested game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Some good action there in the third, and we still got a close ball game. And back to AT&T Center we go. The third quarter just about to start.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And a view here of the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk as we welcome you back to the game. Andre Iguodala has been sensational.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. Duncan out there with Steven Jackson. And it's Parker in at the one spot. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota with plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
Thompson with the bucket.
This is great stuff, guys. You can tell he's hurting, but he continues to play well.
The drive by Duncan. Buries it down low. Duncan's got 13.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
And it's good. And it's 9 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. In the third spot, the Spurs. The Warriors, 4th.
Now, you're not going to find too many teams that were as polished from the free throw line as these two clubs were last year.
On its way from Curry for 2. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups to him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of horse at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
And that will be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. And the Warriors with some changes. Jermaine O'Neal checked in for Harrison Barnes. Nedovich comes in for Klay Thompson. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Steph Curry. Douglas the pass to Bogut. That's good with a Douglas assist. Douglas has got 3 assists tonight. And Steve, shooting no doubt Curry's forte. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch his game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
Some nice passing by Golden State. Ginobili outside. Duncan with the screen for Ginobili. Puts the lead pass in front of him. It's stolen by Bogut. Douglas with it. Leonard picks him up. And there's the call on Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Warriors with some changes. Azili's checked in for Bogut. Klay Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Steph Curry subbed in for Nedovich. Freed up. Nice work off the pick. Curry's got 4 points in the quarter.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen. A dramatic improvement for the San Antonio Spurs defensively last season, guys. Coach Pop had suggested that they might have gotten too old to be an elite defensive team anymore, but that wasn't the case. I think he challenged them a little bit, and they raised the bar of their defensive performance.
Different look here for the Warriors. O'Neal dishes to Azili. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Feels like a flip has been switched at halftime because both teams now really getting after it.
And it's been a fun half of basketball, Steve.
And Clark, you mentioned the defensive improvement of the Spurs. Going into last season, their stat gurus told them they needed to focus even more on contesting shots, even if that meant committing more fouls or allowing more offensive rebounds.
Well, that's exactly what they did. They gave up a few more offensive rebounds, fouled slightly more than they had the prior season, but they were better in terms of shot blocks, steals, and they held their opponents to a lower field goal percentage. So a great example of getting an edge from advanced stats.
Thompson with it. Now McGrady defending. It's Curry with the drive. 6 to shoot. Thompson for the triple. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. And one of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
He's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
35 seconds left to play here in the third. That's good. Curry's got 8 points in the quarter.
You know, offensively, his quarter has been perfect. Not a single missed shot. They've got to keep riding it.
And Mills kicks to McGrady. Pass to Jackson. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Here's O'Neal. A feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. O'Neal's got 6.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Steps back and fires. And Thompson sends it back. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. It's San Antonio up by 5. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next.
Monday, November 11th. Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Live from United Center. Hoops. Action.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Klay Thompson is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut. Then there's Tony Douglas. And it's Curry in at the 2. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on around the league today, and a lot of fans focused on that matchup for New York. And his stroke has been dead on, inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. That falls. Nice lead that time for Miles Ginobili. That's 12 points for Kawhi Leonard.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers. Right, he's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part. Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
Duncan, guarded by Spates. The jump hook, and the Spurs scoring again.
You know, tired legs can affect you at the defensive end, and I think that's what's happening right here.
I agree, because as much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Bazemore gets the bucket. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody to keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He wants them to pick it up and really go for it right now, saying, no time like the present, gentlemen. Embrace it. Embrace the spotlight, and let's make it happen. Kevin, let's see what they can do.
Well, as long as the threes keep dropping for him, he'll continue firing away.
And they are dropping for him. What a game he's having from deep.
Boy, he's lighting it up from long range this half, really taking advantage of the defense.
Back to Parker. Duncan outside. Parker left side. Back to Duncan. Covered by Barnes. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And Kevin, what stands out to me is his array of moves down on the low block. The low post scoring, back to the basket game. That's what he does, and that's a valuable weapon for a team to have.
And we can't forget to mention his rebounding now. When you watch him, just keep an eye on the way he battles in the paint when shot goes up.
The Spurs making a switch here. Splitters checked in.
Watch out below. Get out of his way now.
No way that he was going to slow him down.
Not that time. They weren't about to take those points away from him.
Duncan with it. Outside Leonard. Dishes to Parker. And that one swishes right in. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Curry passes to Thompson. He kicks to Bogut. Outside Curry. He dishes it to Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. The dish to Duncan. Back to Ginobili. The tray. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
All those three-pointers coming off his fingers have been right on the money.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're down by 5. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. The Spurs making a switch here. Pendergraph is checked in. They double-team Curry. A drive by Iguodala. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
Big call, Kevin. He just didn't get there quick enough, and that's a tough break.
You can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. The pass to Duncan. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Great job getting the ball inside right now. Coach really wants them to show some physical presence and toughness here in the second half. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Great and one play right there. Tacks another point onto the lead. And I'll tell you what, guys, he's really showing us a killer instinct.
It's Thompson off the drive. And the basket by Bogut.
He's so dominant in the low post. You just can't let him get the ball in there so tight.
Too easy. It was really simple for him to go to work there.
Here's Thompson. Soft touch off the glass. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Duncan dishes to Pendergraph. And he's on the money with his first shot today. 107 left in the game. Thompson against Ginobili. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
Duncan, the pass to Ginobili. From downtown, it's money from deep.
You're hot. This is unbelievable.
Thompson left side. And he has space. It falls. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. What a difference in this crowd right now, Clark.
Yeah, they're breathless, nervous, and quiet.
Yep, it is quiet time, Clark. You got that right. That was a huge shot.
32 seconds left in the fourth.
Urgent possession here, Clark. They need a basket.
No doubt about it, Steve. They need quick, efficient scoring. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making Those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And now we've got the intentional foul. He drops the first one. That gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. They both at the line. It's a 5-point game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
We got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
But you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management is crucial.
That's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Suns.
That didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will, not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, it looked like a mismatch to me.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Recovered. It's Curry outside. Oh, no good. And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Manu Ginobili.
So good now for the team Spurs, get a job done in a close 1-4-point lead again without Danny Green because still injury due to then sprained abdomen. Al Jefferson will now heal it. LeBron James is now healed after the injury in his ankle. Ray Allen will be out for 1 to 2 weeks due to the MCL strain. Barnando will be healed now. Lambs got injured. Moore's got out for next 1 to 2 weeks. Jackson got beat 2 to 4 weeks, and May. So Sean Marion wants to interest in a free agency. So let's check out the blue box score. Manu Ginobili got 3 points and 7 assists, and Tim Duncan got 24, 34 points for play, and Iggy's got 21. So a good game for San Antonio Spurs are now still undefeated, still have a 2, but now the undefeated teams. There are last 2 remaining in the undefeated, the Spurs and the Heat. So let's check out on Saturday night on November 9. Let's skip to November 9 here. We got the Jazz, Rockets, Clippers, Warriors, Grizzlies, Blazers, Kings, Magic, Hawks, Pacers, Nets, Sixers, Cavaliers, Celtics, Heat, the 2 of the best Eastern teams, and the Mavericks, Bucks. It's gonna simulate truth day, gonna simulate all games, and Granger is out for the hurt neck. Still have a hurt for finger 1 to 2 weeks. McGee got back spell for day to day. Landry's got hurt. Heal now. Ellis got healed. Ariza is back spam. So let's check out there. Oh, and oh my goodness. Wow, Memphis Grizzlies scores 155 points. That was a setting record for the Grizzlies history. Look at the fourth quarter. Outscores 53 points in the fourth quarter. They scored 65 points. They scored up 65 points in a huge dominated by Grizzlies. Randolph got 28, Prince got 27, Allen got 26, and Mike Miller got 23, Conley got 15, and Steph Curry got 26. And what a huge dominated by the Memphis Grizzlies. They're 4-2 now, 155 scores or scorers setting high. The end game, a huge dominated massacre for the Warriors, 4 or 5 points. And Toronto Raptors are now winning back-to-back games. We got the Rockets beat the Clippers, Blazers beat the Kings, Magic beat the Hawks, Pacers beat the Nets, Cavaliers beat the Sixers, still winless. Heat remains undefeated over the Celtics, and the Bucks beat the Mavericks in overtime. Move on to next November 10. We're off and away here. We got the Spurs, Knicks, Wizards, Thunder, Pelicans, Suns, and Timberwolves, Lakers. Let's simulate truth day here. And Waters got in here now, Patterson. Dirk Nowitzki will be able to play. Carter is still an ankle, is still day to day. West is hurt for practice, still able to play. Rudy Gay, Valanciunas. So let's check out the blue box score. And Spurs remain undefeated again. 27-12 for Carmelo. And 44 points and 50 rebounds by Tim Duncan. And Parker got 35. Wizards somehow knock off the Thunder in a good and somebody getting dominated. Pelicans beat the Suns and the Lakers beat the Timberwolves. Move on the Veterans Day on Monday night. We got the Hawks, Bobcats, Grizzlies, Pacers, Spurs, Sixers, Cavaliers, Bulls, Raptors, Rockets, Nuggets, Jazz, Pistons, Blazers, Magic, Celtics, and Timberwolves, Clippers. It's gonna be Veterans Day. Simulate all the way in the next one. We can see Sullinger's heal. Starmeyer will heal now. Ferdinand will heal. See, did Blake Griffin return it? No, he's not. No, he's not. Griffin's not playing again. So we got the Hawks beat the Bobcats, Pacers beat the Grizzlies, and some reason the Philadelphia 76ers get a job done. The upset by the undefeated Spurs. And let's check out the Bill box score. Wetchinson's got 37-9, Noel got 20-10, and Turner got 14-10, Duncan got 22. Cavaliers, Thon, Bulls, Rockets beat the Raptors, Jazz beat the Nuggets, Pistons beat the Blazers, Celtics beat the Magic, and the Timberwolves beat the Clippers. Move on to next Tuesday on November 12, we got the Bucks, Heat, Wizards, Heat, Mavericks, Pistons, Warriors, and Pelicans, Lakers. Let's see what's simulate around. Smith is hurt for the ankle. Gordon Lee, broken nose is out. Still have a play. J.R. Smith is ankle. Then we'll be in check it. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. We got the Heat beat the Bucks. Wizards beat the Mavericks. And for some reason, we cannot beat with the Mavericks. So, no changes. But we're going to have to go with Grizzlies and the Lakers. Have a chance to go for the flex schedule. The breaking news today. We got good news tonight as the NBA on ESPN Friday announced they will flex schedule. First flex schedule on ESPN Friday will replace The Detroit Pistons versus the Sacramento Kings into the Memphis Grizzlies take on the Los Angeles Lakers. It's been a good matchup between the two of the Western Conference, as unfortunately Mavericks cannot beat them. And still, the surging Mavericks are now last place. So hopefully you have the chance to get in, to get against the Rockets. No changes there will be on November 20. No changes flex for the Rockets Mavericks, as the Mavericks still surging. As continuing right now, we're gonna get a chance to save the fouls. Unfortunately, the Mavericks cannot stop that. As you see, Devin Harris got 26 and 5. Nowitzki got 15 and 14. John Moores got triple-double. Wow, that was amazing. Now moving on to November 13, we got the ESPN Wednesday night. Let's check what's going on here in Heat News report from LeBron James. After his training MCL right now. And Derek Favors said there will be no more. They will be out for 8 to 10 months, will be longer. They're complete out for the season after that. So as you see, they will be out for the season due to the torn MCL. They will be unfortunately right now the season. So we got ESPN Wednesday here and NBA Wednesday. So we see what counting the games are. So we got 12 NBA games together. So we got the Bucks Magic, Rockets Sixers, Raptors Grizzlies, Cavaliers Timberwolves, Lakers Nuggets, Pelicans Jazz, Suns Blazers, Nets Kings, Bobcats Celtics, Wizards and Spurs, and we got ESPN Wednesday, Thunder Clippers, and the Knicks Hawks. So on November 13, they will be announced for 7 days as the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks won't flex out on ESPN because the Hot Rockets team is looking to the Stunner. Alright, let's simulate for first matchup. We got the Bucks and the Magic. And the Magic getting a win over the Bucks. Let's see here, Harris got 30 and Mayo got 25. Let's see the other one is Knight got 22. Rockets and the Sixers. And Rockets getting dumb and again trying to be another ups against the Texas team. And Evan Turner got 20. Howard got 37. Lynn got 27. Raptors and the Grizzlies, it's Grizzlies win over the Raptors. Cavaliers and the Timberwolves, it's Cavs getting win over the Timberwolves. Lakers and the Nuggets, it's Nuggets stunning the Lakers, not bad at all. Pelicans and the Jazz wins it. Suns and the Blazers win over the Suns. Nets and the Kings. And Andre Blatch is hurt for 1 to 2 weeks due to the bruised thigh. And Nets still stop the Kings for the winless continues. Bobcats and the Celtics. It's Celtics get a red hot. And finally the Wizards and the Spurs. And Spurs get the bounce back. So, let's check out the next schedule here. We're on their way to... We got a double header for you on ESPN. We got Russell Westbrook. What's happening here? See the standings right now. Dallas Mavericks with the last place. No, it was the Sacramento Kings are 15th place, and the 13th tie would have only had one win because the Mavericks beat the Thunder. So we see in the standings right here, we got the Rockets are 8-1, and then against the Spurs, Grizzlies are 5-3, Timberwolves are 5-4, Warriors are 4-4, Jazz are 4-5, Nuggets are 3-4. You see what's going on there. So breaking news, I repeat on November 15th, they will have a flex schedule on ESPN Friday. Together will features a good in the Western Conference features Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies take on Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is gonna be good matchup. It's gonna be a good game now. It will be a great game. And then Timberwolves Nuggets will be kept it in ESPN Friday. Will be keep it. So in second in the East, as the Miami Heat get the last undefeated team in the East after losing as the Spurs fell to the Sixers in a huge upset. Heat up the first, Celtics are the second, Hawks, Bulls, Wizards, Nets, Pistons, Bucks, and the last place was the Magic. And you see it in the Rockets right now. Checking the power rankings. Heat remains on the top in the first place. Spurs are the second place. Rockets. Who's the second? I'm not sure. I think. What's the second? What did the second place fell? Oh, it's the Nuggets. Oh my God, it's the Nuggets got failed on the 23rd place. He's got failed in the 23rd place. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's not good. Pacers fall to 17, Lakers up to 16, Magic up to 13 right now. So you see here, the Heat remains the first place, the Spurs up to number 2, and Rockets up to number 3, Bulls up number 4, and the Bucks surprise to number 5. You see the injury report, Kevin Durant is hopefully would not be again unable to play, as Kevin Durant still unable to play because still injury out for day to day. It was wrist injury. Hopefully he will be helping up right now for Kevin Durant. Everyone got hurt, and you see Derek Favors is out for the season due to the torn MCL. Danny Green is not yet ready because still injury is out for 1 or 2 weeks due to our doorman. And Brook Lopez got injured for 2 to 4 weeks due to the hand. And despite he's not out, is hurt. Currently is hurt for 2 to 4 weeks due to the broken nose. And did Clippers, let's see. Let's see the Clippers, what's going on with Blake Griffin. Did Griffin play? Come on, 2K, you need to give him a replacement. Why didn't it starter? Why do you think it's reserved? Let's see the blue player card. Did reserve? No! I need to get starter. Fortunately, Blake Griffin's not here. Why is Griffin here? Let's check the starting lineup. Can you really get this bench warmer? Okay. Because look at why is Griffin in a reserve? Man, you need to replace this guy. Why is this reserve? How much do we do now? How to change this? What should we do now for the Clippers? How are we supposed to redo? How is she supposed to do? What do we do now in a chance to get this? And I forgot because there was copyright. Let's see what's checking rotation. Oh my god, I need to get out the reserves of Brian Mullins. And I need to get out of here for Lamar Odom. I need to replace because of why he will play the reserve after the flu. As replacement, I need Griffin Thompson. Oops. No, I'm not gonna get that. We're gonna get 27 minutes for me. Okay. Why is it even reserved still? I don't know why is Blake Griffin is not playing. Despite that one injury. Hopefully Kevin Durant will be returned here after the injury. They're ready. So yeah. I saved now roster, so now we're on the way to face OKC Thunder or ESPN Wednesday, and I forgot because there was the copyright turned on the presentation. Let's check on the presentation here. Yeah, he's turning off the in-game again. That was 2K. This we need to get out of the copyright sounds. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. And now we're on the way tomorrow night. Heads to Staples Center. We got Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Surging Thunder, take on Chris Paul and the Surging Los Angeles Clippers. And followed by the second game of the night, we're off to Phillips Arena. It features Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks take on Paul Millsap of the Atlanta Hawks. It's gonna be a good game now, so that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the NBA playoffs are underway. The Pacers dominate the Bucks in game 1. Nuggets come back in the fourth overtime to complete the down 15-point lead against the Clippers in overtime by 2. The Knicks fourth quarter come back down 21-0, and then he defeat the Pistons, and then Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves stunning Game 1 in a huge revenge against Luka Doncic and LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the San Antonio Spurs survive over the favorites of the Golden State Warriors. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. So we see you tomorrow night. We're on the way to doubleheader of the Staples Center and the Phillips Arena for the Knicks and the Hawks and the Thunder and the Clippers. Sign up and peace out. Good night and thanks for watching. We will see you tomorrow here at the LA and Atlanta for the Thunder and Clippers, then the Knicks and the Hawks. Sign up and peace out. Good night.